If you guys want to get anything from the Chelsea Megastore, as I remind you in every video, GBFC10 is your discount code. Use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. Let's get into today's video. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your Chelsea news here on this Friday morning. I love it at this time of the season when you've got a game on a Wednesday and then you've got another massive match coming up on Saturday evening. Chelsea go to Manchester United tomorrow, trying to win there for the first time in 13 years. Surely we've got to go there and beat them now. I have not seen a Man United team play this badly in maybe forever, since I was bloody born in 1994. This is a must-win game. We're going to start off today's video by talking about that Bayern Munich game a little bit more. I know that the majority of us just want to wave goodbye to that. See you later, mate. We lost it. A lot of people are giving up, saying, Chelsea aren't good enough. We should have bought a centre-back. We should have done this. We should have done that. Now, like the great Roger Federer quote where he was at Oxford Uni or somewhere and he's telling everybody, you can't change the past. You can't fix something that has now happened. We can only be where we are and look forward. That is what I want Chelsea to do. And our manager, Enzo Maresca, said this: I have a feeling that we can build something special from this defeat. Now, I want that feeling to start the wheels turning in motion. I don't just want to be feelings here. I want this to be something tangible. I think this quote from Maresca could mean something. It could mean something if we change certain things that were there and that happened in that game against Bayern Munich. For example, there are currently a couple of Chelsea players who, when you look across the start of this season, I would say that Enzo Fernandez was good against Brentford, but he's off the pace otherwise. Andre Santos comes off the bench against Bayern Munich, makes more progressive passes than Enzo did the entire time he was out there, looked more threatening and looked more clinical when it came to getting the ball into better positions. If that's the case, rest Enzo Fernandez for now, give Andre Santos a run in the team. We'll talk about that more against Manchester United. I also think it's absolutely baffling that we do everything in our power to keep Josh Achampong at Chelsea this summer, and then we don't give him any minutes. And I think Tosin, as much as he had a good start to the season, last couple of games he's shown his vulnerabilities. He's shown where he struggles, and I think it's time to invigorate with some fresh legs in there. I think Achampong deserves more minutes. There are players in this Chelsea squad already that I am seeing we could end up in a similar situation to what we saw last season. I'm not saying it's the same because it's not A team and B team at the start of this year. We can't go and rotate 11 times to play in the Champions League the same way that we did in the Conference League last season. But there are players that will look at other players that are starting, that aren't getting substituted, and they will be thinking, hang on a minute, if I'm still not getting in after the performances of this guy or this guy, what the bloody hell am I doing here? I don't want to see this happen, because I think Josh Achampong should be getting more minutes in this team. I think his passing range is excellent. His ball carrying, excellent. Positionally as a defender, really good. Maresca said he really rates him. I think it's time that we saw him being used, don't you? Let me know in the comments down below. I also think it's a huge learning curve, right? You've got all the stats going around about Bayern Munich players had played, over 800 times between them in the Champions League? Chelsea had just over 100 Champions League appearances. All of this makes sense. And again, we can look back and be like, we should have bought experience. We should have done this. We should have done that. Or let's focus on what we've got now, because we can't change it. Can't go in the transfer market tomorrow, tonight, next Monday. We have got this squad, and it is time that we start using it. That is where I think the change and the results will start to come for Enzo Maresca. I think there are potentially better options in this team to get the most out of our players than what we are seeing right now. Let's put that Bayern game to bed, and let's move into the latest Chelsea news. This is great news, by the way, because Genesis Antwi, Chelsea Academy player, has signed a new 3-year contract with the Blues, which includes a further 2-year option. If you watch the Chelsea youth setup, if you watch the football, Premier League 2, all of that stuff, you'll know just how good Genesis Antwi is. We've seen him come and play for Chelsea already, got some minutes last year in the Conference League and whatnot, and he's a really useful player. Can play as a right back, can play as a winger, and this is great news. I think Chelsea at the moment, we've got quite a few young players. Brian Kavuma McQueen being another one. You saw Harrison Murray Campbell score a wonderful winner against Bayern Munich in the Youth Champions League earlier this week. There's a lot of great young players there. And as much as, obviously, at the moment, it looks as though Chelsea could be on the path to a transfer ban. I don't know this for sure, but with all of these FA charges, that could happen. We need to make sure that if we're not able to sign players, the top quality talent that we've got in Cobham see a pathway to the first team. Genesis Antwi signing a new deal. Excellent news for us. Now, this might not be excellent news, but I've got my own take on this. The Professional Footballers Association is in talks with Chelsea over the handling of squad outcasts Raheem Sterling and Enzo Disasi. FIFA has strict regulations over players who are isolated from squads in circumstances that could constitute abusive conduct by the club, which may entitle an individual to terminate his contract, citing just cause. All right, terminate your contracts then. If you're not happy with the fact that you're in the bomb squad, that you're not going to get any playing football minutes at Chelsea, you're not part of Maresca's plans, what? Just because these players are contracted to Chelsea Football Club, we need to use them? I'm sorry, but is this really the way it needs to be? I understand that it does seem, if you look at it from what it actually is, right? You've got Sterling on 300,000+ a week. Disasi, they're not even allowed to go and pee in the same toilet as the first team squad members. It does look a little bit absurd. And maybe that it's possible that they, as much as they might not be involved in team training, it does seem very aggressive, the way that Chelsea are just like, you go to that building, and it's basically like they're in detention in school, you know, like they got to stay, well, they don't have to stay extra hours or whatnot. But the way I see this is they're still getting paid. They're still getting full salary. It's not like Chelsea like, no, do you know what? We ain't going to pay you this month. We ain't going to pay you this week. Surely that would be just cause for abusive conduct. Abusive conduct, mate. These players had opportunities to leave Chelsea this summer. They didn't want to play football. They wanted to get paid. Which is why I think if this does escalate any further, this needs to be due course for the discussion, right? It's not like there wasn't options. Even if it was Turkey. If it's the football that you're worried about, go and play football then. Take the pay cut. It's not. It's the money. We know this. It's clear as day. Disasi, I don't want to go to West Ham. All right then, mate. Well, you're not part of the plans here at Chelsea. What? So because we've got these players contracted, we've got to involve them. Is that the way this is? Is it the fact that Chelsea now don't have this massive squad that everyone still somehow talks about without educating themselves on the facts? Is it because they're not there, and if they were there, it would make the squad look bigger so it would sell the headlines again? What is it? Really? What is it about this that is abusive conduct? At the end of the day, even if they got back onto the training pitch, do you think Raheem Sterling is going to get more opportunities and minutes playing for Chelsea under Maresca than Esteval Willian, a potential Ballon d'Or winner in the future? A Raheem Sterling that for 3 years now has been bang average at best. That's not Chelsea standards. So absolutely not. I think that whatever happens here, the best that the players can hope for is that they get to go and piss in the same toilet as everybody else, because I don't think either of them are going to be playing anytime soon. This wound me up a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Let's move now then, shall we? Tosin believes Chelsea are capable of winning the Champions League this season. To quote him, age has got absolutely nothing to do with it. You saw what we did in the Club World Cup to become world champions. We have full belief that we are fully capable to achieve a lot in this competition too. Whether we're playing, whenever we're fighting for anything, we go all the way. We always try to fight for the highest, and that is winning the Champions League. I think that as a team, against Bayern Munich, we showed them too much respect. And I think that is what Maresca's comments about we can build something special from this, that is how I want that to translate. Because I think Tosin is right. We won the Club World Cup in the summer. Forget what Jamie Carragher wants to say about Mickey Mouse trophies. I went to a shop last night in a homeware store. That is a Mickey Mouse trophy. I took a photo of it. Not the Club World Cup trophy, mate. So Chelsea are out here winning things. That is why I'm still confident that we can use this as a platform, a stepping stone to improve, to get better. We got Mourinho coming with Benfica to the bridge on the 30th of September. That's Champions League football. That is where we turn things around. We go to Lincoln next week, better score a few goals there and win that. We go to Old Trafford tomorrow, we better go and win that. Turning it around starts now. If we don't beat Man United tomorrow, and we'll talk about this in the later video on GBFC, the match preview, if we don't win that, people are going to start really worrying. I will start worrying, because it's all well and good saying We know what we can do. We can do this. We've done that. Yeah, no one's denying that we've done that. But now we've got to show it this season on the big stage, the Champions League. We move. Admitted, I don't want him to be whistled. He doesn't deserve it. If he has a bad game, that's football, but not on this subject. Emmanuel Amiga, I think, will end up being a Chelsea player in January. The Strasbourg fans have got all the right in the world to feel the way that they do about Bluco's involvement, about how that affects things for Chelsea. Yes, they're in European football. Liam Rossini, a great manager. They've got a good thing going there in terms of what we see on the pitch. Strasbourg fans are not happy off of it. As a result of this, I don't see the Emmanuel Amiga situation at Strasbourg getting any better. And I certainly think Chelsea need another striker in this squad. It was painstakingly obvious the other night. Pedro, I thought, had a decent game. But it'd be great if we actually had a proper striker up there with him that he could actually link up with. So I think Amiga becomes a Chelsea player very, very soon. Going to wrap up this news video here. Don't need to make it any longer than it needs to be. But I want to put this Bayern Munich game to bed. And I want to look forward to Manchester United. So stay tuned to GBFC. Make sure you're subscribed to Shootout. The watch-alongs, we've done 2. Brentford and Bayern. We're still due a win. But the watch-alongs have been amazing. We're in the pub, the Chelsea, this Belgian beer cafe in Al Barsha, Dubai. If you're here in Dubai, show up for the Man United game. We need more numbers in there. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be fun. It's going to be rowdy. And as always, if you want to get anything from the Chelsea Megastore, use the discount code GBFC10 with the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Come on, you Blues.